what we're going to talk about, since you're here, is Bad Bunny, MAGA, and everything else. We showed a video in Spanish with English subtitles that said that supposedly Bad Bunny has sold his soul to the devil, and that he's connected to a Venezuelan national military person. And I want to say this now. I have a video on my channel. You can check this out on Rican Reactions that states that, yes, Bad Bunny back in 2013, 2014 was commissioned and working for a manager that was in the Venezuelan military. He has later retired from that, and Bad Bunny has no association with him as of this date. He was back in the day. He's not anymore. He still works sort of for the Remus musical group in Venezuela, and that stuff. I want to put that out there right now. But I want to say this first, Mr. Crishaun the Don. And I want to say, before I say this, his last album that just came out right now, Bad Bunny has talked about God in a positive way. He has gone to church here in Puerto Rico with his family numerous times. There's video of that at all. He's helped people here in the community. So what are your thoughts on people saying that now, if he comes out, is a satanic symbol? Let's start with that first, and then we'll ramp up from there.
Well, here's the thing. When it comes to, because this is all political, right?
Yeah.
We're all in agreement on that. Yep. And religion ties into that. The whole thing of leftists saying that they go to church and that they're Christians and this and that. Like, there's a difference. Like Democrats, that's a little more of a broad kind of thing. So I wouldn't necessarily say Democrats aren't religious people or Christians and stuff like that. But when it comes to liberals and leftists, I don't believe when they tell me that they go to church or that they're Christians. It's hard for me to believe that when their political views they don't line up with Christian values. So they can say that they go to church, they can go to church, just like Joe Biden claimed he was a practicing Catholic, yet he was in favor of abortion, which is completely contradictory to Catholic beliefs. So that's the point, is that there's people that use their religion as sort of a card, and then there's people that actually believe in their religion. I tend to just not believe that most lefties that have communist viewpoints are actually Christians.
Okay, I respect that, and it makes that's your point. Now, let's get to let's get to the history of the Super Bowl. We talked about that. Joe has seen it most of his life. Dennis has seen most of his life as well. His favorite is, he actually said it, Bruno Mars. Joe liked the Janet Jackson one, even before the Titty Pop. He just liked it anyway, which respectfully I understand.
Who didn't?
And Cardi M has seen one or two with Rihanna as well. I've only seen clips of it. I'm not really a football fan. I'm a 90s basketball fan myself.
Same.
Here's what I want to say about this. Now, I'm going to show you a video of one person talking about different people that should have been in the Super Bowl. Again, we'll talk about the Spanish part in a minute. But let's get to I'm only saying this just to give the context. A right-wing response and a left-wing response. Side by side. Here we go.
Okay.
Here we go, and go.
The NFL hates America.
No, hold on. Don't scroll. You'll want to see this.
Here are 10 musical artists that would have been a way better choice for the Super Bowl than Bad Bunny.
All right, let's hear them.
Post Malone, Metallica, Carrie Job, Worship Powerhouses just sang at Charlie's Memorial, and Morgan Wallen, Luke Combs, Drake, Ed Sheeran, Taylor Swift, Carrie Underwood, Harry Styles. Instead of any of those people, we get somebody Bad Bunny.
Hold on. So you said you were fine with this guy, but not this guy. This guy, but not this guy. Hold on. Let me zoom this in a little bit. This guy, but not this guy. Just to be clear, you're okay with this guy, but not this guy.
Who doesn't sing in English, who most of us, I don't know one of his songs.
That's an easy fix. You could just go listen to it.
And doesn't seem to like our leadership or administration of this country very much.
There's a lot of people that don't like this administration. You didn't like the last administration. Does that make you less American?
What do you think about what's going on? Why, instead of choosing someone that we all would love...
By all. What do you mean? Like, all?
Do they choose somebody that only a small group of people would like, and most NFL fans do not know any of his music?
And again, as far as only a small group of people know who he is, he's among the top 5 streaming artists for the last, 5 years. I don't see a lot of the other names that you mentioned on there.
All right. Crishaun, first, your thoughts on that?
Well, I think you picked a really horrible representation of conservatives. I honestly all right, let me start off by saying this. As somebody who is MAGA, I am actually somewhat of a fan of Bad Bunny. I think he's a very talented artist. I think he's going to have a big future in movies. There's very few artists that can sing in a different language and still resonate with me. Like, for instance, Mark Anthony is one of those people. Like, I love his music, even though I don't understand half of it. I think the biggest point of the conservative take on it is that it's an American thing. This is an American thing. It's part of American culture. It's probably one of the last bastions of American culture, to be honest. The Super Bowl.
Yeah.
When I heard Bad Bunny was performing, even though I kind of like the guy, although I also strongly disagree with pretty much all of his political views and his stance on Trump and immigration and all that, the first thing I thought was, oh fuck, another politically based and politically charged liberal messaging in the Super Bowl halftime show. That's all I thought of, and I have no interest in it. The second part is I want people to stop doing this whole thing where it's like Puerto Ricans or Americans. That's a bunch of horseshit. I think, Alex, you'll even agree with me on that.
Okay. I will say.
It's not even a technical thing.
Go
ahead.
Continue.
Go ahead. I'll let you
want to talk about that.
Okay. Well, my point is that I think it's perfectly fine for Americans to have an opinion on who is performing at an American-based, American cultural thing, like pretty much the biggest American cultural thing. And if it's somebody who we can't understand because they speak a different language, I think that's perfectly fine for Americans to say, hey, I think there's some better choices we could have had. He doesn't really resonate with the fan base of the NFL for the most part.
Okay.
So I just think that it's very pretentious of people to tell Americans how to feel about our shit, especially if you're not from here. So if Bad Bunny wants to perform, that's fine. But at the same time, don't sit here and say that you hate America when you're willing to take our money and you're willing to come here and perform. Even though you're breaking your word, you're being a hypocrite. Bad Bunny is, because he said he would never perform in America.
That is true.
Yeah. So that's kind of my overall point is I'm tired of people, especially people who aren't from here, telling Americans how we should feel about our culture.
Okay. Now, before I give it to the group, I'll say my counterpoint here. Now, I hate to say the word technically we're Americans because I don't like saying that. The fact that since 1907 up until 2025, that means it's 118 years, it has been declared that we are a part of America, but not the part that we can vote and actually have a difference. That part I will agree on that, Crishaun. We're not technically Americans because we don't have the right to vote.
You don't have the rights we do, so you're not.
Exactly. We have almost all the rights. Go on, Joe.
Simple.
Puerto Rico is considered a U.S. territory,
Yeah,
not part of the United States. Hawaii is actually part of the United States. That's part of the 50 states. Puerto Rico is part of a U.S. territory, but it is not part of the 50 states.
Yes. We only get the status. We only get the status we only get the benefits, but we don't get the right as every American citizen should have. I have that right because I was born in New York as a baby. My mom made damn sure, and this was back in the 80s, you're going to be born in America. You're going to make sure you're an American citizen just in case this Puerto Rican stuff doesn't pan out. And that was ingrained in her as a baby, then ingrained to me as a baby all my life. But the reality is this 118 years we have been used as a rental service. We have a war, we use soldiers. We need lands, we'll give you land. We need a place for cryptocurrency to thrive. Here's a bunch of places that can be reused for our society, but we'll give it to you. We need military places to hang out. Okay, we promised you in 2002 that we're leaving Vieques because we showed you, and you kind of showed us that we contaminated the water, giving cancer to everyone around the region. Then you come back 23 years later with ships and hovercrafts and everything else. That part gets me mad. That's the part that we as a society don't want to, as Puerto Ricans, we don't want to realize. We are only American when it's necessary for them.
Yes.
That's it. And everything else is just, but here's the part I want to say. In 1913, it was proclamated that everyone had to speak English in Puerto Rico. 4 years before the Jones Act was stated on us. That rule didn't work out so much, ladies and gentlemen, because 75 to 80% of people speak Puerto Rican. A good portion speak 2 languages because we have television. Shout out to Cartoon Network. Thank you for teaching me English. And everything else. But now, Bad Bunny going to the Super Bowl. I know that he said that, you have 4 months. We'll talk about that too. You have 4 months to speak English. Learn Spanish. And Duolingo jumped on that bandwagon and said, hey, you got 4 months free Spanish lessons if you want. Just jump on Duolingo. It works. My girlfriend's using Duolingo, by the way. But this is what I want to talk about. Why, Crishaun, I have a question. And this is a sincere question. Nothing about political at all. Why is it okay for certain people to talk Spanish or sing Spanish at the Super Bowl because they're not political? But it's not okay now because he is political. Because Enrique Iglesias, 2003, sang in Spanish in the Super Bowl. And Shakira sang a song with Bad Bunny in Spanish, mostly, in the Super Bowl.
Well, that's the thing, is Shakira was known for singing songs in English too. Like she became very well known in America for having songs in English. So she made an effort to assimilate to our culture. That's where again, like the whole thing of you got 4 months to learn Spanish. Yeah. That's where again Bad Bunny is being and I'm not trying to be I guess it is insulting, but he's being a pretentious asshole when he's saying that. Like there's no level of like you're in a different country and you're performing in a different country. Why? Like I feel like he would have that he would have that kind of level of like if he went to Japan or something, he wouldn't say the same thing.
Nope.
If he went to the Middle East, he wouldn't say the same thing. It's a thing specifically that people feel like they can just say whatever they want about America because we're this free country, which we are. But the thing that's missed on people is that if you're a foreigner, you don't have the same rights we do. So you don't have free speech. If you're a foreigner and you're coming in this country to make money and perform, you should have some kind of reverence for the country that you're in. Like you should at least have some respect for the people, for the fans.
Okay.
And Bad Bunny just doesn't have that, which is a thing that I just can't get behind.
Now, before we go on the group, one more question. What if, which by the way, ladies and gentlemen, he's not that stupid to do satanic dancers and if he does provocative women in Super Bowl, ladies and gentlemen, it's the Super Bowl. That's what everyone does. Like that's the key point of Super Bowl. Like show off women dancing and showing off their like that happens all the damn time.
Can I jump in there real quick? It hasn't always been though. I remember when I was younger, the Super Bowl halftime was always like patriotic.
Yep.
Yes.
It was very patriotic.
You
And
too.
that's the
Aretha
thing.
Franklin.
Go ahead, D-Wop.
I said Aretha Franklin, Ray Charles, yeah.
Yes.
Huh?
Showing reverence for the country because they understood that the Super Bowl halftime is a huge cultural thing in America. But I'm sorry to cut you off, Alex. That's a big part though that we have to touch on.
No, it's of course. Like that's the point I want to talk about. Like just that point. Like if the Super Bowl in his 20 minutes was based on like showing out Puerto Rico and showing out how, because again, me singular, don't want this to be a state. I don't. There's no benefits in this. If we become an independent country, we can go anywhere and sell our shit to anyone. That's the best thing about this. If no one supports us, we can just fully go on tourism and selling our stuff, coffee, sugar, alcohol. Yes. We got that on lock. We got coffee, we got sugar and alcohol on lock here. Beers are sold all, medallas are sold all over America, and that's just piss water here.
Okay.
Yeah. But I want to say this. If he focused on that, though, would that be a difference, Crishaun? Like, I just want to talk about Puerto Rico and independent states and everything else. And after your answer, I want to show a video of Congress talking about of what would happen if Puerto Rico became a statehood. Just the statistics on that. But
I'll give you almost a 2-part answer. I'll make it really quick.
Go on.
If his whole thing is, I'm going to show how Puerto Rico has influenced America and it's going to be a Puerto Rican kind of centric thing, I still wouldn't be into it because it's not an American patriotic thing. If he did tie in some kind of American patriotism into it, sure, I'm all for that. And the fact that Puerto Rico is a territory and all that. Now, the second part of my answer, though, will be what I think it's going to be. And I really think it's just going to be like kind of what Kendrick Lamar did last year. Yeah. But it's going to be centered around ICE. And, it's going to be a bunch of like, Hispanic looking people running across the field and, a bunch of white guys in masks chasing after them. Then Bad Bunny comes out in a black van and starts singing Chambea.
I love that song, by the way.
I love that fucking song. It's amazing.
Song too. It's a fucking good song. But Dennis said Booker T. I said if you get out Ric Flair would do it for $100 and some gas money, bro. Right now in his life.
Damn,
Jesus,
it's the truth. It's the fucking truth. He'll sell his soul just to pay off the alimony. Ladies and gentlemen, he has a shitload of alimony.
Oh man, 6 of them.
Exactly. Okay, he was on the General commercials. Why? You're so low. You got to do that.
Same reason Hogan was doing Rent-A-Center commercials.
Hey, hold on. Don't forget about Ric Flair and Amigos video.
Oh, of course. But here's the video I want to show.
That was cultural. Though.
Say that, Joe?
He does commercials for ED pills, too.
Yeah.
See? If he's like Homer, he did a whole bunch of things in Japan, too, just coming out of nowhere, like, I would not be surprised. I bet you. I swear. Okay, I'll tell that later. Listen, here's the video of a congressman talking about what would happen if Puerto Rico became a state. I'll say the stats after the fact. These are sad.
And if Puerto Rico were a state, it would be the lowest income state in the country. And so the tragic story of Puerto Rico is one in which the lowest income ratepayers are paying among the highest electricity bills for the worst performing electric grid in the continent, resulting in a perfect storm of energy poverty. The ratepayers of Puerto Rico pay 26 cents per kilowatt hour compared to a national average of 17, which is to say Puerto Rico pays 53% more than the rest of the country for an electric grid that is failing them catastrophically.
Can I say something first? If they made Puerto Rico a fucking just like us, Flint still be number one in the worst. They're like, I'm just saying, Puerto Rico got Flint beat.
Well, not necessarily. Not necessarily. I mean, Puerto Rico's a pretty big.
Actually, yeah, I think so. Here's the stats that.
How big is Puerto Rico compared to?
No, I think it's Flint.
Puerto Rico is 100 miles long by 35 miles wide.
Oh, that's fucking small.
Yeah,
Puerto Rico don't got Flint.
Hey,
that's why 100 by 35.
at least they got clean water.
Yes, we do. We are actually one of the top 5 people in the world that have the most cleanest water in the world. I will say that proudly.
Where I'm from, we are the poorest in the world.
I drink
We're
tap
poorest
water
in the US.
in my mama's house.
Yeah, you're one of them. You're
Flint is
definitely
poorest in the
You're definitely top 5.
Yeah.
Yes. Here's the stats I wanted to say. Shout out to Cardi M. She'll come back later. Here's the stats I wanted to say. We have 3.2 million at the time of this recording of Puerto Ricans here in Puerto Rico right now.
Yeah.
1.3 are on food stamps. 62% of the population are unemployed.
Jesus Christ.
62. We are going back to 1934 when the unemployed population was at 75. We're almost there. And the part that I want to say is that if we become a statehood, we have so many people, a lot of land, not that many jobs. Amazon just opened up a company. You're going to get 400 people jobs. The military just opened up a uniform making company because they didn't want to ship stuff to Florida, so they're about to just make it here for the people that are hanging out here. That's going to make 180 jobs. That's 580. Now you take the percentage of 580 out of 1 point, like 62%, 3.3 million is about 2.2. Take 580 out of 2.2 million. You think that's going to make a difference in Puerto Rico? That's the problem. Like, we have job opportunities, but too many people for those job opportunities, and a small amount get them, and the rest have to do what I did growing up, which was sell aluminum, do side jobs, and just work until you're dead. That's it.
Sell drugs or join the cartel.
Join the cartel. That's a good one.
Nah, there's no cartels here. You talk, that's American stuff. That's American. Like, you
that's
live
Mexico.
in 78 towns.
That's Mexico.
Join a gang. You know?
Well, yeah, America has gangs, but there's no like actual.
There's 78 towns, 78 gangs.
He said, what? Hold on. You said 78 towns, 78 gangs.
Well, actually, there's more than that, because like in every town, there's about like 3 hoods, like between 2 to 4. So every hood has a different gang. So 78.
There's
about 196.
You know, there's a reason.
Y'all like a Flint. Y'all like a mini Flint.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just saying. Sorry.
I'll tell you, there's a reason why they say pride is the deadliest sin, right? And I think there's a big part of that with a lot of like, you know, islands like Puerto Rico and certain cultures. In that, like, America, we fucking whore ourselves out. We're capitalists, the bone.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But that makes us the richest country in the fucking world.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of countries, like, you know, for instance, Puerto Rico, I think you guys are a little too prideful in your, like, you know, your culture, that you're not willing to whore it out like we do. Which might be a good thing in that you preserve your culture better. Yeah. Like, look at the problems we're running into right now. We're literally talking about trying to preserve our culture with the Superbowl. So, you know, maybe that does help you in a way, but at the same time, like, I think there needs to be some give there, that you guys do whore yourself out a little bit and sell yourselves a little bit. You guys have a beautiful fucking island there.
True.
You're sitting on probably billions of dollars.
To add on something real quick, 3 towns: Caguas, Bayamon, and San Juan. That's one of the 3 of the 78. And you can look this up, Crishaun, when you get a chance. Those 3 towns have the most highest place to rent, more higher than America. Those 3 places alone. Like, yes, there are certain towns in Puerto Rico that are just crypto wonderlands that are super expensive. Like, just living the life alone of one day, you waste about $5,000 to $10,000 on one day on what you really want to do, honestly. And that's us Puerto Ricans being like, these dumb motherfuckers don't know what the limit is. Okay, we're just gonna keep on milking it and milking it and milking it. But you're right. Again, alcohol, coffee, sugar, and just so many things that people do here artistically that could be wonderful. Like there are so many. I go to so many art exhibits. Shout out to my girlfriend, and to like different places that make people make things, and they're selling it for like $3, $4, $5. I saw a guy literally make like a cool whistle out of 2 bottle caps and a piece of wood, and he sold that for $5.
Yeah,
a whistle. That's it. Yes.
Well, no, go ahead and finish your thought. I don't want to cut you.
But what I'm saying is that we have the idea, but I've told you this before, Crishaun, I've told this on my channel. We ain't got the government to save our asses. Our government only gives a shit about themselves and how they protect themselves.
Mm-hmm.
The ex-governor, no, sorry, the and shout out to wrestling tactics. The transitional governor just got arrested and sent to 6 months in jail for fraud. And you know what she said? I picked the wrong people. I asked for your forgiveness. That's the transitional governor before the other governor came in. That's what we hear every year. Oh, a governor got arrested. A senator got arrested. This got arrested. This got arrested. This got arrested. No one trusts them, so therefore we don't ask for the government. And the government won't give us trust, so therefore it's a fucking lock circle. That's all I gotta say. I'm done. It
gets into remember, Alex, when we had a conversation about if Puerto Rico should become a state.
Yeah.
And my answer was this. Because you're already a territory.
Yeah.
My thing is like, okay, it's on the table regardless of if I like it or not. My thing is this. I'm not willing to make Puerto Rico a state until we teach Puerto Ricans how to be Americans. Because you guys don't know how to be American. You don't know how to exercise your rights. And most Americans don't know how to either. That's why we're in the position we're in.
Yeah.
The thing, though, is I think the reason why we have the attitude we have in America and why most of the world kind of like looks at us like arrogant pricks is because we do exercise our rights. We do have a lot more rights. We're supposed to have a lot more rights than the rest of the world does. When it comes down to like your politics, you guys almost like have to go through what we went through before you even understand our rights. Meaning you have to probably go through a whole civil war or a revolution or whatever the fuck against your government. Now, the thing is that's fucked up is our government is tied into it so much. And we understand over in America, at least the MAGA side understands that it's the Democrats that have been fucking using Puerto Rico as a pawn and basically pushing this whole racial thing. When even on the MAGA side, like we fucking love Puerto Ricans. We love Puerto Rican women. We love the music. We love the food. Like, and a lot of people like on the Hispanic side are MAGA in America.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So we it's not a racial thing. There's a whole racial division that's being pushed by the Democrats, which is complete horseshit. But I think a lot of people in Puerto Rico are still falling for that because you're like fucking, you know, and again, I'm not trying to be insulting. This is just the truth. You're like 30 years behind when it comes to politics. You have to have that moment of like realizing, oh shit, the people we've been electing have been fucking us this whole time. And we need to stand against them and vote against them. In America, that just became voting MAGA and voting Republican. I don't know if it's the same thing over there. I don't know if you guys have Democrats and liberals.
Oh, we do. We do.
Yeah.
I said this before, where here in Puerto Rico, the colors are switched. Blue is Republican, red is Democrat. Like
but
that's
it's the same ideology, though.
Yeah. Oh, of course. Okay. Oh, we like God first, abortions no. And just education sucks here, but we need to have more like yes.
But most of you guys vote Democrat, right? Because Democrats tend to run your country.
Here's the problem about that. Jennifer, the current governor, is a Republican, right? She is pro-Trump.
Okay.
She gave up. By the way, ICE did come. Okay, to continue back to Bad Bunny real quick.
Yes,
ICE did appear during the 31 days of the residency of Bad Bunny. It wasn't on the news, but they were here. They were not in front of the Coliseum. They were not, because the Coliseum's like, we ain't doing that shit. We want people to drive in, be safe, leave, and leave. That's it. So what they did was that in the Coliseum there was these buses that you can get for free, because they were giving away free transportation to go to the train, so that you can get on a train to go to your cars. Because there's a system here where you leave your cars at one end of the train, get on the train, get off it, and then get on a public bus for free that'll take you to the Coliseum. It's a lot better than letting people get in their cars drunk. They've done that for years. So ICE, and I want to say this real quick, not actual ICE agents. I want to say this again, not actual ICE agents.
Well, can I just back you up real quick, because I just looked this up, and ICE does actually work in Puerto Rico. They operate in Puerto Rico, so I didn't even know that. So I just looked it up.
Oh yeah, this is the part that I haven't really shown on my channel. I did show on my channel, but it didn't get a lot of like flack. ICE, when they're not there, has the authority by Trump to use DEA, ATF, and deputize them as ICE agents. So that's what I meant. Like, not actual at the time. Now they're here, but at the time they were doing this, they were just using DEA, ATF, because DEA, ATF, and FBI have places here.
Jurisdiction.
Yes. And sometimes U.S. Marshals. That was like a couple times that happened, but U.S. Marshals here have authorities here as well. So they were in the train stations. They were at the bus stops. They were checking anybody that looked brown, and that was. And I say this not to being racials, just to be the fact that every person they arrested was like brown. And on top of that, the governor here in Puerto Rico, I love this, but I didn't know about this until I found out. Here in Puerto Rico, if you are an immigrant that comes to Puerto Rico and does not want to leave Puerto Rico, you have the option to go to the government and say, look, I don't want to leave Puerto Rico. I'm an immigrant. I don't want to go back home. Can I work here? They're like, all right, fine. You have to register yourself. And if you work, all the money that you make, we get a portion. But you have to be registered. So when Trump came here, there was this big hoopla that Jennifer gave up the 20,000 people that were registered as immigrants working legally here in Puerto Rico. Not illegally, legally here in Puerto Rico. That's the loophole. So they picked up about 195 people. Now, ICE is in Puerto Rico right now. And I hate this because I'm a fan of this. ICE now are going to the Chinese restaurants here in Puerto Rico, all around the island, and stopping every single person that they can find that looks roughly Chinese and picking them up. This is not bullshit. There's video evidence of town after town after town of this shit. Yeah. And what's sad about that is that there are no Chinese immigrants. Not one immigrant has been deported back to China. Here's the secret. Yeah. They've been here since the fucking 1930s. All they done is fuck and learn Spanish and give us wonderful Chinese food for very low prices. That's all I gotta say about that. So yeah, ICE is here. ICE was here in Puerto Rico. So I understand why Bad Bunny was all freaked out about that.
Well, we have to sort of then like get into the Supreme Court ruling of the whole racial profiling kind of thing. You know about that, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So for anybody that doesn't know, the Supreme Court ruled that basically you can sort of profile people based on skin color and how they look, that kind of thing.
You've been going on for years.
ICE can. Well, my thing is that I actually don't think there's really anything wrong with that. I think there's actually no other way to really police other than profiling. Racially, that's just an element of profiling. It's not really the entire, like, the basis of profiling. So, like, for instance, if if for example, like we have a statistic that there's probably like, you know, at least 20 million or whatever illegals that have come over from Mexico, right? I think that's fair then to racially profile people who do look Mexican. Now, if we're going to sit here and pretend that there's not that people that are from Mexico do have a certain look that we can all identify, then we're just not being honest. Now, for instance, like D-Walk, do you think that you can identify a Mexican specifically?
No,
You can't.
no. But let me ask this: when you racial profile, okay, this happened to me. This happened to me. Like I'm gonna say all in 1 week, 5 times in 1 week. I done got pulled over and said I looked like somebody they was looking for, and with the bullshit, they just want to pull me over. Racial profile. You know what I mean?
Well, not necessarily, because there's documentation that goes on with policing now, like way further than it used to be. So if they're actually like, they can't say that they're looking for somebody that looks like you unless there's actual like record that's going on. Now, if there wasn't, you can look into that and find out if they were actually looking for somebody that fit your profile. And if they weren't, then you can sue them for that.
Yeah, but how? And it happened 2 times, and it happened twice in 1 day in my own driveway.
That's bad. They just saw.
How was that bad though? Like, what if he actually did fit the description?
I didn't. It was probably like I didn't. Like it's bad enough when the second time when people came out and they're like, "Man, y'all pulled him over earlier." The same police that pulled me over earlier pulled me over again.
Oh damn! Damn. If it was another cop, I'd be like, all right, fine. It was just a weird coincidence. But if it's the same cop twice.
This the second time they had the state troopers pull up on me.
Well, here's the point: is that's it's anecdotal. I'm not denying that happened. And I'm not denying that there's cops that make like horrible judgments or bad judgments. What I'm saying though is overall, generally, there's no other way to police than to profile people. You have to. Like, it is what it is. And it happens with all races. It's just we're talking about different kinds of crime.
Yeah,
like if you were to profile like a pedophile, right? We'd all probably like profile, you know, older white guy. You know what I mean? Maybe in his 50s. That kind of thing. Maybe Jewish. That tends to be a thing. I'm just saying, like it happens with all kinds of races. I just think we're talking about different kinds of crimes. So now if we were to look at what are the crimes that black people tend to have the highest statistics in, it tends to be violent crimes. Now, D-Walk, I'm not saying that yeah, that's what I'm saying. D-Walk, I'm not saying that I believe you're a violent person at all. I don't think you are. What I'm saying though is that if they were to profile me, they'd profile me a certain way for certain crimes. I have tattoos, I have dreads, the whole thing. They look at me and they think I'm a pothead, that, you know, that whole thing, and they're probably right. So my point is though, is that you can profile and be right, and you can profile and be wrong. I just think the whole thing of profiling itself is not a bad thing. And if you have an argument to make of like why it's a bad thing, I'm open to hear it. But
no, I dig it, bro. I dig it. Like, trust me, it's coming. But no, I mean, like you said, it is crazy how you get judged on everything. I mean, it's especially in certain neighborhoods. You can go in a bad neighborhood and won't get messed around, but then you go in a good neighborhood and it's proper and everything, you'll get racial profile.
Yeah.
Here's my class. But I want to say this. I want to say this question before we get to final thoughts on this episode, because this is a really good episode of MAGA. It's just the fact that I want to say this. Now, I know you know this, Crishaun. By March 1st, 2025, they have declared, this is by USA.gov, not making this up, I actually looked this up, that English is now the official language of the United States.
Yeah.
Now, that's what I was going to say. Why did it take it 300 years? Like, you could have done this 300 years ago. Like, hey, English is the language. Like, that's not that hard to do. But this is what I want to try this.
Oh, go ahead.
Why should it? Okay, this is what I mean by. I have to give me a second to get my head around this. Shouldn't it be fair, since Crishaun, for the last 300 years, the majority of people growing up here in America are Asian, Latino, Caucasian, and African American too, obviously.
Those are pretty much everybody.
The four main colors groups of America at the time. And Caucasian can be subdivided by Italian, Irish, Dutch, German, Russian, again, all that stuff.
Some of those aren't even considered Caucasian, like Italians.
Yeah, well, I wanted to bring up the Italians are not Caucasian, and I shout out to 21. To all Italians in the world. I love you guys.
Hey, I got to put Caucasian when I'm on there. They don't give me an Italian option.
But Joe, you're not Italian.
But
what's up with this comment right here?
No, it's just he can suck a ball. He can suck a ball.
Well, Italians used to be like the Mexicans are now. Like Italians used to be the immigrants that people used to be like, get them the fuck out of here.
Irish were the same way.
Yeah. But here's the thing about both of them is they eventually assimilated. That's the thing that I think is missed is like assimilation is really important. It's the key actually to all of this.
The Polish were like that as well.
Yeah.
And the Dutch.
The Italians were actually lynched. I think the biggest lynching that ever took place in America were against Italians.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But Alex, you're saying something.
No, I was about to say, can we stop and roast this person right here?
Yeah, sure. Kenneth Saisiti, you had sex with a camel and the camel won. And that's all I gotta say.
The camel was the top.
Yes. No, not even the top, just the camel won in general. The camel was a dom and he ate the camel with the hunchback toes. But that's all I gotta say about that. If you don't like our show, get the fuck out. Thank you. Have a good day. But I want to say this.
With that last name, you're probably right.
Saisiti.
You're probably accurate with the whole camel thing.
But this is the question I want to say. Shouldn't it be? I think it should be fair. Me personally, just me singular. It should be fair in the future where we celebrate the four major people that grew up here. If an Asian person in the next 4 years wants to perform in the Super Bowl, let's just say any K-pop, because K-pop's going to pop up eventually somewhere in America, just pop up here. Are we going to have the same, anger, stuff like that? If a fine-ass Latina woman comes out in Super Bowl, super, like J-Lo, genetically steroid better, and sings in the Super Bowl, are we going to have the same hate? If a German guy that grew up in Germany, but a German guy that grew up in America, but wants to sing his German national anthem, that's what I mean. Should we have the future just to do that? If not, I understand.
I think if anybody wants to perform in our biggest cultural event of the year, but their whole entire thing is fuck America. I don't care if they're German, Israeli, Brazilian. I don't give a fuck where they're from. I don't want to hear it. I don't give a fuck.
Okay. So
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Joe. That's kind of, I think, the attitude that you're seeing from MAGA is that I don't want to hear your political views. Just perform. Be a dancing monkey.
Okay.
And I don't care what you are. I don't care if you're white or black or Hispanic or Asian. Be a dancing monkey and entertain me. That political shit, like Kendrick Lamar's whole thing, I don't care that he's black. It just didn't entertain me. It's lame to me. It's gay.
I thought his performance was terrible.
Yeah, and the music doesn't have necessarily anything to do with it. It's just the fact that You're putting this political thing in it that's supposed to be divisive, and then you get mad when it's divisive. It's like, what are you mad that I don't agree with your political view? I think it sucks.
I also
Why
agree
are
with
you
you.
mad?
What happened? Whatever happened to the patrioticness that was supposed to be at Super Bowl? Super Bowl halftime shows, like you said, used to be very patriotic. You know, they used to sing about, you know, America, and they used to have jets that flew over, and they would drop like American flag colored like powder as they were flying across. Like that was what the Super Bowl used to be like for the first like 30 years.
Yes, but can I add on to that, please? But because of that American way, ratings have dropped over the last 30 years. And now, just like wrestling, Crishaun,
it dropped.
No, you're wrong. You're wrong, Alex. Ratings have dropped since wokeness took over.
Okay.
Disney, literally, there's a thing that just came out that Disney parks are like fucking deserted right now. And it's because of the backlash from their woke agenda.
Okay.
And so Disney was making billions of dollars for the last 80 years, 100 years.
Yeah.
Now they've completely destroyed that empire. Like, so you're wrong. It's the opposite.
Okay. Now
Disney also it was talking about making a nudist colony.
Oh,
in the park. Yes.
Oh God.
They were going to allow nudists to be in the park.
Babies. This is just this is a father CEO giving power to his son CEO, and this is just weird shit. But I want to say this though. Do you think now, and we talked about this offline, but I'll say this now, Crishaun, AirPods are trying to, not even trying, they're going to be in the Super Bowl, and they're trying out this new thing where wherever you hear, they can translate and then give it to you in the language that you want. And
Samsung already did that.
Yeah, but that's why I think this is all not even political. This is a little bit political, yes, but it's more corporate. It's more the fact that, like TKO in wrestling, it's not about feelings or morality or patriotism. It's about money. It's always been about more money.
Yes. It's two things. It's twofold, Alex. Yes, it's about money, but it's also this thing where these like fucking intellects think that they know better than what we've been doing for fucking thousands of years that has been working. And they go, okay, well, we're going to communicate through earpods. And look, I think it's an amazing technology. Don't get me wrong. I think it's fucking, it's probably one of the greatest feats ever that we can now like talk to each. But that's just not going to be the norm. That's the thing that I think they've brainwashed with all these movies in Hollywood, that we're just going to adapt to that shit. And we're just not going to. The average man is not going to. First off, you have to buy the earpods. The average man is not going to buy the technology.
I was going to say that. Yeah. That's the one thing that will separate the rich to the poor. Oh, we have the technology that after so many centuries and millennia, you can actually go to China, listen to someone talk to you, and then translate and then talk it back. I love that. Because again, you're right. That's one of the greatest feats in the world, where I can go to Japan and talk to a Japanese person and not be scared of saying the wrong thing or not understanding. I'm like, okay, you said it, translate it. Okay, I'm going to say it back, translate it. But if I'm not rich enough, I can't get it. But if I'm poor enough, I get the knockoff version from Google
The Samsung version, the Samsung ones are about $130.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Alex, that only works if the person that I'm talking to also has the same technology.
Exactly.
Correct.
Yep.
Otherwise, it's just a one-sided conversation.
Yes.
But it's also a good thing to have that technology anyway, because when you're walking around and all these different people that speak different languages all the damn time, you'll know what the fuck they're saying.
Yes.
Yeah, that too.
Something that every person should have. And I talked about this with Joe, and I grew up with this way too. I think you grew up this way too, Chris. I think, I'm not assuming, that like growing up as a child, all parents wanted their kids, and even in education back in the 80s and 90s, they wanted you to at least know a minimum of 2 languages. Didn't have to be Spanish. Because again, 80s and 90s, you can learn French, you can learn German, you can learn Spanish. Because again, I learned an English here. I had to learn English class. So I'm guessing in America, you had to have a Spanish class as well. But now, if you don't want to do the whole, like, I want to learn 2 languages and just do that, you have a technological advancement of it. I'm not against that. Because again, my son knows 2 languages only for the fact that I talked English and my baby mama talked Spanish from day one. And I'm not like boastful of that, but I'm glad my son knows 2 languages. Just because he goes to America, he talks English. He goes to Puerto Rico, he talks Puerto Rican. That's fine. That's all. I've been around people that make fun of accents. I don't want to put that on my child. Just me personally, from father to son. That's
Alex,
it.
I think the whole thing is this, right? At the end of the day, if you want to learn 15 different languages, I actually know somebody who knows like I think 8 different languages.
Nice.
Yeah, and I think it's amazing, and I wish I could do that too. And I I think I'm capable of doing it. I'm just lazy and not learning it. And also, I don't think I should be forced to learn that in my own country. You get what I'm saying? So I think that's the thing that's just kind of like missed on the whole thing is that for some reason, everybody feels like they can tell Americans what to do and how to behave in our culture. No one goes to Japan and tells Japanese people to learn Spanish. You know what I mean? I'm sure there's Japanese people, and maybe there's a lot of Japanese people that know Spanish as well. But the thing is I don't think Japanese people should be forced to learn a different language to communicate in their own country. I think if somebody comes to their country, they should learn how to speak Japanese. Mm-hmm. So I think it's perfectly fine. And the reason why we haven't actually made a decision on English being America's language is because of the debate between the liberals. The liberals have held that conversation up so long, and the weak ass Republicans have let them. And Trump finally came along and said, "No, fuck that. We're making English our language. It is our language."
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we have all different people, but you're gonna have to learn how to speak English in this country.
That's fine.
It's just the majority of us speak English. Our TV is English. I get pissed off when I get like ads on like YouTube or like even on like, Peacock or something. But I get even more pissed off when it's an ad in Spanish.
Oh yeah. I hate that shit.
Because I'm like, what the fuck is this? Why am I getting this?
Yeah. Or
at least sell me something in my own language.
Yeah. I will say
I have nothing against people who speak Spanish or Latin people or anything. It's just this is my country. I speak English. That's the only language I speak. And most people are the same way.
No, you're kind of right, because here in Puerto Rico, it's the exact same way. Like, you're coming to Puerto Rico, you need to know Spanish. If you don't know Spanish, get the fuck out of Puerto Rico. That's basically how.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, like it's so weird how Puerto Ricans and Americans look at each other, but we're both basically the same. We are incredibly paranoid of other races. We don't like any other races of each other. We're racist to our own race because of skin color. That's been proven for years here. But at the same time, we think we're better than everyone else. Like America thinks, and sometimes they are better than everyone else. It's
we're arrogant. I don't deny that. We're arrogant assholes.
Like Puerto Ricans.
We're overly confident. But I don't have a problem with that. Like, I don't have a problem with like if Puerto Ricans are arrogant about their shit, go ahead, bro.
No, I know. It's eerily similar. That's why I'm like laughing about it. I'm like, we are similar as hell, but yet we won't accept that we are similar as hell because of the way that politics here are the same as America, just spun a different way. And religion is the same thing here as America, spun a different way. Like you see an orange, I see which, ladies and gentlemen, is actually a thing, a combination of grapefruit and orange that actually grew up here. I don't know how that happened, but actually it's a wonderful thing here. We look at one thing, I look at another thing. But I want to say this as a final thought before everyone says their final thoughts on things. I will see the Super Bowl because I just want to see what happens. If he does it like the residency, he gets his own house, and then and you talked about Mark Anthony, Crishaun. I'm guaranteeing that Mark Anthony is going to be at their Super Bowl. He's just going to sing in like the Puerto Rican national anthem. Then fine. If people turn away or turn off their TV screens, that's fine. What I wanted to say before there's anything else, woe to the two football teams that's going to play in the Super Bowl, because at this point until the day of that match, no one's going to care about them. No one cares about who wins or who loses at the Super Bowl. Only people care about is that the halftime Super Bowl. I've not heard Fox News or CNN say, I wish this team would win or I wish this team would win. No one has said anything. It's really weird. I feel bad.
It's not even about the
sport.
Yeah. It's not.
Yes,
it should be.
It's about sport. It's about me.
Like the Bulls
right now.
Just to add to that,
New York, where you at?
Hold up, Dennis. Go on.
Go ahead, Dennis. Wait, he's breaking up.
I'm saying New York, where you
sound like a robot, dude.
Yeah.
Dennis, you're skipping. Dennis, pop in and out.
Yeah, jump out and then jump back in. I think you're buffering. I will say this. The whole thing, and this is more of a cultural argument than it is like a policy argument.
Yeah.
I have the same feeling with WrestleMania going to Saudi Arabia. Like it's an American thing. Like I would have been fine with it going to the UK, but I also understood why WWE never did that. We'll go to American fans will travel to Canada. I think they did it in Canada, right?
They did.
Yeah, they've done it. Yeah.
We'll travel there, but we're not going to travel to fucking Europe to go see WrestleMania. And then I think they've excluded us in the Saudi Arabia thing. Who the fuck is going there?
It's the best ticket for $75,000.
Are we allowed to buy tickets to that and go?
Yeah.
We are. Okay.
Yeah. Green shirt guy goes to Ticket Center. He doesn't go through WWE. He pays lots of money for that shit. It's quite amazing. Like we can talk about that on Saturday if you want. Like Joe has literally banished himself from WWE and doesn't watch anything WWE ever again because of that.
I'm getting there, bro. But it's just the product sucks.
And now
they are.
Yeah. Yeah. We talk about that on Saturdays. Like we like I watch Evolve because I have a show from episode 1, so I'm watching it like from chronologically. But ultimately, I don't watch Raw. I don't watch NXT. I damn sure don't watch SmackDown. The PLEs you get 1 out of 4 good matches at most. Like the WrestlePalooza match, the best match was Io versus Stephanie. That was the best match of the night. And they almost killed each other 3 times, that match.
Yeah, and even that, I was like...
Exactly.
Yeah.
But that's all it is. But by the way, the same person that bought all that stuff in Saudi Arabia and everything else, I think he bought UFC too. Same guy.
Oh, bro, they're talking about WWE getting bought up by Saudi Arabia.
They already have been bought up by Saudi Arabia.
They're talking about selling it to Saudi Arabia.
Oh, like selling it totally to Saudi Arabia.
Oh, they will eventually. Saudi Arabia just bought UFC. And then the same guy is going to an NFL game. Then it's only one guy. He's buying up sports.
Yeah, they talked about it's what's his face? Tom Brady. They're paying him $75 million to play one flag football game.
That's it.
$75 million for one flag football game.
For a flag football game.
Yeah.
One flag football game. $75 million. That's
it.
And then it's like, I don't know. At a point, you're kind of like, I don't blame them for taking it. $75 million to play flag football. I go.
That's the problem, though.
I do that for a mill.
This family of Saudi Arabians are buying everything, and there's no limit to where they're going. That's the weird, scary part about this. They haven't stopped.
But they have all the money in the world. That's the thing.
That's an understatement.
They're the
That's all
richest.
it's all that oil money.
Bro, they're the richest country in the world.
It's all that oil money.
Yes.
All that blood money.
Way more than that. Like they're rumoring that they're gonna buy the NBA. They're rumoring that they're gonna buy the WNBA and send them straight to Riyadh.
They're trying to Riyadh. They're trying to build. They just bought EA Games.
Yes.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
They bought Dragon Ball Z, a $1 billion company, to make a stadium they bought that was $1 billion deal for freaking Dragon Ball Z to be in Saudi Arabia.
Think about it. If they're willing to pay, who was it? 75 million to play flag football. If they're willing to pay like the Undertaker 2 million or whatever the fuck they paid him to come out of retirement, like
they paid Shawn Michaels more than that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If they're willing to pay that much just for one person, think about how much they're willing to just shell out for a whole company.
Yes,
bro. They bought EA Games for $32 billion.
Oh yeah, they bought EA Games.
$32 billion.
$32 billion.
Same guy.
Nothing to them.
Yeah.
No,
nothing.
They own EA Games now.
That's another conspiracy theory. Conspiracy corner. Just Saudi Arabia and the. Go on, Dennis.
I like to find one of their daughters, man. Man, you know how we be saying.
We're not saying no. We're not associated with D-Walk. This is Conspiracy Corner, ladies and gentlemen. And then D-Walk says it is the affiliation of him and himself, and then not the property of the PWF / Evolve with PWF / NXT Time with D-Walk. Not affiliation at all. Put that out there.
And we rich though.
Was that a prepared?
We be doing our podcast in mansions. We had jets to meet up. Man, come on.
No, I'm not getting my off. No, don't thank you. But I will say this. No, I will say this. That Crishaun, by the way, I will love to have you a talk of PWF / Conspiracy Corner on Saudi Arabia and sports. Because again, I've always believed that if there's no limit to what you can buy, there's no limit to what you can do, and that's the scary part about that. Like, what are you gonna buy up next, and then take it to Saudi Arabia? You already made an island just for fun. Like, okay, let's do it again.
Yeah.
Joe, final thoughts on this?
Like I said, Bad Bunny. I just don't. I don't want people performing in the Super Bowl that are going to be speaking another language. If this is the American pastime, this ain't the Spanish pastime. This ain't the pastime of Japan or any other country. This is the American pastime. Football is America's most traditional thing, and the Super Bowl especially. I feel that it should stay that way, and the Super Bowl and the halftime show should definitely stay that way. I don't agree with the way that they're handling things.
Okay.
And I also, if you also look, they're not the people are not happy about it. Like, there's a lot of outcry about it that they're not happy with the way that they're handling it.
Mm-hmm.
They just don't give a fuck.
They don't.
It's all about money.
Okay, so who else would you give besides him to do the Super Bowl? Besides the same as born people they've been doing. I said, who else would you get to do the Super Bowl besides the same as born people?
Any fucking buddy.
Britney Spears.
Who?
Oh, my crazy Britney.
Hey, listen, I think hold on. I was just joking about Britney Spears. I would say Post Malone was a good choice. I think Drake was a good choice.
Yeah.
I think
after what Kendrick Lamar did to him this last Super Bowl, no Drake. Post Malone.
Kendrick Lamar did nothing to his career. That's all was fabricated.
Yeah, right.
Jelly roll. Sure. I'm not even a fan of these people. Look. Go ahead.
Look, okay, this is how bad it was. When Kendrick Lamar had somebody in his own camp sampling, telling him everything, every diss you was doing, and then going back to you, and everything you were saying, come on, man.
D-Walk, I think you're missing the point. It's not about the talent. Mm-hmm. It's about the culture. It's about the culture. Yeah. So my thing is, like, I don't care if they had fucking Miley Cyrus come out and do a performance. If
Did
they're doing,
she perform already?
well, my point is that they've been getting away from the patriotism of the Super Bowl, and they've been going into this like really like very political left wing, anti-American, even demonic in a lot of places performances in the Super Bowl, and it's just not American. It's not what we've done culturally. And they're purposely doing that. And then when we go, what the fuck are you doing? They go, what do you mean? This is just free speech. This is America. Like, and it's like, no, it's not.
They shake the left hand and said, you didn't see what the right hand's doing.
Right. They're gaslighting
you're right.
us with all of it's just a giant gaslight. And that's what we're tired of. It's not like I like Bad Bunny. I think he's a great performer. I think he's a great artist. I'd like to hear his music performed.
I didn't say I had a problem with the artist.
Yeah.
I just have a problem with the way they're handling it.
It's not the music. It's not the actual art.
Have you ever seen like what was it like last year? Kendrick Lamar did it. He did Super Bowl. The year before last was with Rihanna. And I was watching on YouTube about the symbol she was throwing at. Didn't Beyonce do it like the year before last? But they showing the symbols and the colors and stuff like that.
The problem with,
like I said, no, you said it's political, like you said.
Well, no, finish your thought. I was cutting you off.
Oh, no, but it was political and it got meanings to whatever they was doing. Like the red, the diamond symbols and all that they was throwing up. Like, somebody's breaking that down, like, like I said, the Illuminati thing and everything, they was breaking that down and like the symbols and everything. You get what I mean?
Yeah,
it became more of a ritual than something that meaning of a god. You know what I mean?
Right. And the thing is like that's more subtle. They have to be subtle with that because it resonates more like religiously, like with people's spirit. Whether people like it or not, or they believe it or not, it just is what it is. The overarching thing with Kendrick's performance was the whole like the racial element of it, like where it's like that whole thing, and then also there was a I remember the big thing about Kendrick's one was that they were waving Free Palestine flags, which is basically at that point there's it's even like beyond political. They're just like supporting terrorist groups and shit that actually want to kill us too, Americans.
Yeah. They're doing Sami Zayn.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like at that point we're going beyond like the people were trying to make it like that we were mad about it because we hate black people, which is completely ridiculous. It's like no there's a bigger. Sorry, go ahead, Joe.
No, the year before when they had 50 Cent, Eminem, and Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg and shit, like that was a better performance.
It's amazing because they just performed.
It was a way better performance, and everybody loved it because it threw everybody back to when they were younger.
Yeah. When we didn't give so much of a fuck about all this horseshit, about all this stuff that divides us.
And they're political, and some of those rappers are political too, but they didn't fucking bring it up.
Right, Eminem, he was the centerpiece of that performance. He's one of the most political rappers ever.
And
he didn't
Snoop
make
too.
It about all of them really, except for 50.
Snoop's really bad about it.
I think that's really the future of the Super Bowl performances. Is like you got to go with nostalgia. You got to go with like the fucking playing the hits that bring us back.
Right.
And then again, the patriotic side of it, I think that's just really important. I'll just say my final thoughts real quick is just I think I agree everything with what Joe said, just so I don't repeat everything he said. I literally agree with everything you said. The cultural side of it. Also, I have a problem with people who aren't from this country. Like, I don't have as much of a problem with what Kendrick did as I do with Bad Bunny's kind of way of handling this. Because Kendrick is actually an American. He has the right to do that. Even though I disagree with it, even though I don't like it for the same reasons, I can't go, okay, well, he's a foreigner. Bad Bunny should absolutely have way more reverence for this country than he does. And the fact that he's being given the opportunity to do the Super Bowl, which I know he's the biggest performer, biggest like selling performer right now, biggest selling artist and all that stuff, but the Super Bowl has been around for, what are we on, Joe, right now? 80 or something like that?
Dude, we're so far into the fucking Super Bowl now. I even lost count.
You can't even use Roman numerals anymore. It's just like, it's ridiculous.
We're still using Roman numerals, and I don't even understand why. Shit's so fucking far. I think we're in like the 50s, 60s, something like that.
It's like algebra. Yeah. It's like I'm just saying, like, Bad Bunny, he's probably the top guy right now, but the Super Bowl has been around for 50 something years. Like, that just is what it is. That's a staple. He should have way more reverence for the position he's being put in right now. And I just don't like how he's treating it, and I don't like how he treats America. So that's kind of my thing, and I think Americans, especially MAGA, and pretty much only MAGA, are tired of it, and we're starting to realize that MAGA is the majority of the country. And I think that's the thing that people don't want to realize. Trump won for a reason. He got the mandate for a reason, because most of the country is MAGA. So that's the thing I think they should have more reverence for, that it's not hateful. It's not anything other than if you went to any other country, you would show reverence for the country. So we expect the same thing. And that's all I'm saying.
It's a respect thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Now, before we go, quick question, quick answer, and then everyone has just top of your head. Next year, who do you want to be in 2027 super like the Super Bowl? Okay, Crishaun, go.
That's a hard one for me. Can you loop around?
Okay, Joe.
I'm gonna go Jelly Roll.
Okay, I respect that. He's doing a lot of good things, and he kind of deserves it. I get that. All right. D-Walk.
I gotta say between Jelly Roll and Chris Brown.
Ooh. Okay, I respect that. Chris Brown. All right. I would say.
Go ahead.
I get that. I would say. Damn, I don't even know either. Maybe like a NSYNC, like Backstreet Boys, like
they did that a couple years ago.
Ah, shit. All right, damn, I didn't see that one. All right, like a rock tribute of the '90s, 2000. You get Korn, Limp Bizkit. Hey, give it Limp Bizkit.
Metallica.
That's fucking great. That's actually great.
Never done the fucking Super Bowl.
Metallica's never been to Super Bowl.
Nope.
I say, you know what, Alex? I second that. I just go. Let Limp Bizkit do it.
Yeah.
They just came out for the new album this year.
That's the thing I want to bring back to sports is the rock element. I'm tired of these like pop rap songs fucking headlining, backlash.
But here's the thing, you know why they probably won't have Jelly Roll do it?
Why?
Because of his Christian views.
He's a Southern boy.
Yeah.
Yep.
But that's who should be doing it. And look, I'm a Christian. I don't even need him to be like overtly Christian on it. Like, just be American. Yep. That's all I care about.
Oh, he's very American.
Yeah. It's like It's like having WrestleMania without singing America the Beautiful, Like, you have to sing that song.
That's the funny thing about America, ladies and gentlemen, where Jelly Roll is okay with choke slamming Logan Paul into a table, almost giving him harm, but does not like girls dancing next to him. America.
Hey, me too, era.
I'm okay with violence.
When he got a wife that look like his wife does, I mean, you really don't need any of that.
He's not trying to fuck that up.
Shout out to his weight loss. I hope no side effects are happening, because there's a lot of stuff happening right now with side effects and weight loss stuff. But ladies and gentlemen, final choice, Mr. Crishaun.
My choice would be I really would love Limp Bizkit to do it. I'll say maybe like a Boys to Men reunion or some shit like that. some sappy
There's 3 left,
lame
but I get
shit.
that. Yeah.
There's only
Okay.
3 left.
Yeah.
All right, you have them plug in the fucking vocals and do a
Doesn't bother me.
hologram.
How about
You
Ball Doesn't
hologram
Bother
it
Me?
up.
Yeah. You can hologram it. Yeah, you're right. You can't hologram it.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
okay.
would be my choice.
Okay, I get that. Okay.
I fucking
All right.
love that Limp Bizkit idea though. Jesus.
No, because it's true. Because Limp Bizkit just came back with like a new album. Like it's not that great, but they kind of like they go back to the '90s just a little bit. Like,
Bro,
I get it. They're using a lot of AI videos.
I've
So
been like dying to go to a Limp Bizkit fucking show.
Oh, they're
but they-
doing tours, dude. They're
Yeah,
doing
they're-
tours even if they don't want to right now. They have no.
They
choice.
come to Florida, but they only go as far as like Jacksonville, and I think
Oh,
it's just
well, of
the
course.
demographics.
They love Jacksonville. That's their home. But anyway, thank you guys for passing by.
I'm in YN territory.
Crishaun, please tell everyone that where they can find you and your socials.
You can find me at the Misfit Nation podcast on YouTube, at Misfit Nation on Rumble, X, and you can also find me on Podbean, misfitnation.podbean.com. Also Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Spotify, I guess, is the big one I should promote there.
Nice.
But yeah, just type in Misfit Nation and we'll pop up.
All right.
And you can follow me on X at Crishaun the Don if you want to book me on a show or book yourself on the Misfit Nation.
They are really good people. They will roast you if you fuck up, but they're honest about it.
But Alex, we will let you roast us too. That's the thing.
Yeah, it's
We're
no
open.
fun. Yeah, I throw one rock and then you guys throw fucking 14 mortars at me. Oh yeah, that's a fair fucking fight. Fuck that shit. I'm good. I respectfully put the white flag up and I walk to the dinner stand. All right, that's all I'm gonna
Good
do.
point. We come with our guns drawn. That's
Exactly.
fair.
Now, D-Walk.
You know I love you, Alex. You know I love you.
Love you too,
All right.
man. D-Walk, I will say this now. Shout out to NXT Time with D-Walk. NXT TIMEWITHDWALK. Wednesdays 9:30. Check him out. And Joe BNCO. Check him out, Joe BNCO on YouTube and the other places, Joe.
I'm on Linktree. So Joe BNCO at Linktree will give you everything you need. I have everything linked there.
Nice.
Thank you.
Nice and easy.
Easy. Simple.
Oh, Dennis, tell them about your Facebook channel.
Oh, Misty PUWF Facebook channel. Like, share, subscribe. It's a new page I did for all of us. Yeah, let's get them likes and shares up. Come on.
Exactly. Check out our new channel, PUWF Wrestling. That's PUWF Wrestling all together. We're at 26 subscribers. Surprising, I know, right?
Yeah.
Let's get those subscribers up, man. They deserve it.
I got the algorithm now. I just got to be a little bit more like on top of that, but I got it down. Thank you for that. Shout out to PWF Wrestling, hashtag Evolve with PWF, hashtag NXT Time with D-Walk. Terrell, for real, Terrell, shout out to you. I hope you get better. He had a minor thing that happened. I'm not going to describe anything because that's his respectful thing. Please be better. Please be well. We think of you in our thoughts. And see
He's
you.
home, by the way.
Huh?
Prayers for Thrill.
Sorry, folks.
But the show is over.
Get the fuck out! Go ahead and follow us on Rumble.
At the Misfit Nation.
And you can also follow us
On X.
at The Misfit Nation. And if you want the audio version of the show, go over to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Podbean. That's misfitnation.podbean.com.
They are America's most dangerous. America.